Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Light Up Your Worth. I'm Debbie McAllister, and I'm so thrilled you're joining me for part 3 of our What Wise Women Would Say series. You've already heard from 12 incredible women answer the question, what would you tell your younger self about your own worth? Today, 7 more powerful voices join the conversation. From cancer survivors to career changers, from women who've rebuilt from nothing to leaders who've mastered their worth. These 7 women have walked through fire and come out with wisdom you need to hear. You'll discover that self-love is the foundation that no one can shake, that most of your worries don't actually matter, that your body knows things your mind hasn't figured out yet, that doing what lights you up is exactly the right path, that your worth isn't in your productivity, it's in your presence, that you're enough right now, and that claiming your worth is an inside job. No one else can do it for you. So you ready to jump into part 3 of the series? Let's go. The first guest I'm going to reintroduce you to is Tabitha Jones. So she was on episode 157 of Empowering Women Career Advancements. And I'll add the links where you can listen to her podcasts. With over 20 years leading high-performance teams in corporate America, CEO of Empowered Leadership Coaching, Tabitha Jones knows that waiting for others to tell you your worth is a losing game. As a career advancement coach, keynote speaker, and author, she helps women take control to recognize their own value. Because if you can't tell her what you're worth, she won't be able to figure it out either. So let's jump in and hear what Tabitha has to share. What would you tell yourself, Tabitha, to your younger self about your own worth?
I am going to say, don't leave it to other people to decide or tell me or tell you your worth. That is up to you. I actually quoted it in my book. Your value is not determined by others, but by your own ability to recognize your achievements and understand the impact you make.
Mm.
So, a lot of taking control and not leaving it to other people to decide or tell you your worth.
Oh, I love that. It's an inside job.
Absolutely. And it takes work. It is
Mhm.
a job that takes work some days.
Yes. And I think that's what's so important about coaching. That's coaching or if therapy to help you see it or just asking the right questions. It's so amazing how powerful coaching can be because of the questions that are asked. So you can figure that out for yourself.
Absolutely. I loved my job from the people and coaching aspects of it, which is why I decided to go do this full time, helping women achieve those goals and really understand their value, understand your worth, understand that it's up to you. And if you can't tell me, I'm not going to be able to figure it out. So, what's important to you? And let's go from there.
I believe the key lesson from that Tabitha is sharing with us is don't leave it to other people to decide or tell you your worth, that it's up to you. Your value is not determined by others, but by your own ability to recognize your achievements and understand the impact you make. Tabitha's wisdom is clear. Taking control of your worth is an inside job. Know that it's up to you. And when you can articulate your own worth, everything changes in your career, your relationships, and your life. So the reflective question would be, can you clearly articulate your own worth right now? Or are you still waiting for someone else to tell you? My next guest, Leah, joined me on episode 162, Empowering Women in Skilled Trades, and she's an advocacy for change and opportunity. We'll also include those links. And she has survived domestic violence and living in a women's shelter to becoming a licensed electrical journeyman and a construction manager consultant. Her journey is proof that the skilled trades can rebuild more than buildings, they rebuild lives. Host of the Sparky Life podcast, an advocate for women in trades, Leah battled severe depression and gave up on herself. Now she helps other women discover they are worth it. So let's join in and listen to her words of wisdom. And at this season in your life, with all the experiences you had, if you could go back and talk to your younger self about your own worth, what would you tell her?
If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I would tell her, you're enough. Don't ever give up on yourself.
Mm, mm,
I struggled with depression, very, very serious depression uh, in my younger life. And I gave up on myself because I didn't think that I was worth it. And that's what I would tell myself, that you are worth it.
hmm You are worth it. I'm so glad that you battled through that. And now you're this huge advocate for other women to believe in themselves, right? And giving them a vehicle to make choices for themselves. Oh,
Yeah. I really want to share and help expose the amount of opportunities that are out there and help women to set themselves up for success in life, to, find those amazing men and those amazing partners, and to be the best versions of themselves. And the way that you're going to find that is to be the best version of you. And the way that that's going to happen is by investing in yourself. And my opinion, nothing helps you do that like being in the skilled trades. It's just, you gain so much independence. I've spoken to a lot of single mothers who have gotten into the skilled trades, and they said that it was life changing, that their relationships with their children improved, that their confidence improved, that their mental health improved, their bodies, their ability to know exactly what they're bringing to the table. And one of my favorite expressions is, if you're not invited to sit at the table, build your own goddamn table, right?
yeah.
So it's just that
Yeah.
strength and ability. And then you attract incredible human beings when you're in that mindset.
Mhm.
And it's incredible.
It is. Well, thank you for sharing that. That I know that I could just feel, the energy within you, and thanks for being so vulnerable and sharing that. I just yeah, thank you. Leah's key lesson of you're enough, don't ever give up on yourself. You are worth it is so important. When you come from a lived experience where she didn't think she was worth it, but she battled through and discovered that investing in herself, though the skilled trades or any path that builds confidence and independence, changes everything. Your relationships improve, your mental health improves, your ability to know what you bring to the table transforms. And as Leah says, if you're not invited to sit at the table, build your own goddamn table. Just love that saying. So the reflective question is ready. What table are you waiting for an invitation instead of building your own? My next guest, KIWANA Thomas, was highlighted in episode 158, Unlocking Financial Empowerment, Overcoming Money Trauma, and Embracing Wealth. Also will include the links. So, money intuitive expert and financial strategist KIWANA Thomas knows what it's like to be on the floor thinking the world is over. After 2 decades transforming lives and founding Set for Increase, she's discovered a truth that changes everything. Your identity isn't tied to your paycheck, your titles, or what you do. Your energy creates millions, and you're important just because you're in the room. Can't wait for you to hear the knowledge that KIWANA shares about what she would tell her younger self. So let's jump in. I'm curious about where you are in this season of your life. If you could go back and talk to your younger self about your worth, what would you tell yourself?
You are not defined by what you do. That your energy creates millions. That's what I would tell myself, the person who's been on the floor thinking the world was over because she didn't have enough.
Mm.
Your energy creates millions. So let's be creative. That's what I would say.
Mic drop. Absolutely love that. Very powerful.
Because it's in those times where you always think, my identity was tied into the paycheck, the wife, the 4 while stay-at-home mom. My titles wasn't everything that I had, but not in who I was and who I am today. And I'm proud of the work I've done, so I stand in my own value worth. To know that if I never made another dollar, I am important just because I'm in the room.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. KIWANA's wisdom is a mic drop moment. For too long, her identity was tied to the paycheck, the titles, and everything she had, but not of who she was. Now she stands in her own value and worth, knowing that if she never made another dollar, she's important just because she exists. Your worth isn't in your productivity, it's in your presence. Your energy creates value simply by being. So the reflective question based upon KIWANA's shared experience is, if you never made another dollar, would you still recognize your own importance and worth? My next guest is Kimberly CROWE. She was featured in episode 156, Empowering Entrepreneurs and Speakers. Of course, we'll include those links. So she is an award-winning international speaker, a TEDx speaker, and a dynamic entrepreneur. Kim lives by a powerful motto: if it's not fun, it's not worth doing. And as the host of Speaker Playhouse and the founder of Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel, Kimberly knows that when you figure out what lights you up and do that, everyone notices. And it has nothing to do with new glasses or shiny earrings. So let's jump in and listen to Kimberly. With all the experiences you have in this season part of your life, when you flag back to who you were when you were young, what would you tell them about owning their own worth?
The tough one. I think that if I could go back and tell myself anything, it would be, you're awesome just the way you are. You're going to go far in life, and just trust your gut, because it's going to lead you in the right direction. Figure out what's fun for you and do that. There's a wonderful quote from Howard Thurman who said, when you're looking for what to do, not ask what the world needs. Ask what lights you up, because the world needs more people lit up.
Oh, I love that. Oh
Isn't
my
that
God.
beautiful? I'm like,
It
oh,
is.
it's so good. Howard Thurman was a mentor to Martin Luther King Jr. Can you imagine? And so this is what he says: is just ask what lights you up. What lights you
Mhm.
up?
Yeah, it does make a difference.
It's
Anytime
perfect
that
for
you
your
put
podcast.
aside stuff that does not light you up
Yeah.
and you start doing the things that light you up, everybody notices. What's different? It's not those new red glasses or
Thank
shiny
you.
earrings. It's that you're doing something that you feel aligned with. Kimberly's key lessons of you're awesome just the way you are. You're going to go far in life, and just trust your gut, because it's going to lead you in the right direction. Figure out what's fun to do for you and do that. Kimberly shares wisdom from Howard Truman, Martin Luther King's junior mentor. Don't ask what the world needs, ask what lights you up, because the world needs more people lit up. When you set aside what doesn't light you up and start doing things you feel aligned with, that's when transformation happens. Your worth isn't tied to perfection. It's revealed in what brings you joy. So the reflective question, what lights you up that you've been setting aside because it doesn't seem productive or important enough? My next guest is Jacqueline Rose, who was featured on episode 164, Menopause, Beyond Symptom Management. So as a menopause educator, women's health specialist, and mother of 5, including 3 daughters navigating teenagehood, Jacqueline Rose has learned one of life's most important lessons. Listen to your body. With daughters facing PCOS, IBS, and other health challenges, Jacqueline knows that the skill you're rarely taught is the one we need the most, trusting our body's wisdom. So let's jump in and listen to the wisdom shared by Jacqueline. What would you tell your younger self about how worthy you are?
Yes, this is a really profound question because, as I mentioned, I am blessed with 5 kids, and I have in that mix 3 girls who have navigated and are navigating teenagerhood. And I look at them and I think all the things they're struggling with, all the things I struggled with as a teenager, where I am today. And I think probably the most important thing I wish I had known, which you can only know with life experience, is the things that you think are so important to you when you're younger are irrelevant when you're older. Yes, they're part of our life journey and they do turn us into very often who we become. But I wish we didn't get so caught up on those things that become irrelevant later on. But it's hard because at that life stage, that is the essence, the social angst and me and my best friend have a crush on the same boy and all these things that you navigate as a teenager really are irrelevant to the bigger picture, but as the essence of what it means to be a younger self. And I also think about myself as a young mother, navigating all those things are the most important thing at any age and at any stage. And maybe this is the thing that I really, really wish I knew when I was younger, is to listen to your body. We really are not taught the skill to listen to the messages that our body is sending us. Again, not to get too personal, but I have one daughter with PCOS, polycystic ovaries. I have one daughter with irritable bowel syndrome and IBS. I have another daughter with other health issues. And I think that one of the things that I have imparted to them because of the field of work that I'm in is listen to your body. You know your body better than anyone else. You go to the doctor 10 minutes. You are with your body 24/7. You know your body way better than the doctor is going to when he sees you or she sees you for 10 minutes. Listen to your body. Trust your body. Be confident in the messages that your body is sending you. Don't let that doctor who is hearing you talk about your body for 10 minutes. Don't let them tell you that it's irrelevant, that it doesn't count, that it's nothing serious. You are with your body 24/7. And I think that is one of the most important things I want people to know. I wanted myself to know when I was younger. I want my daughters to know. All that stuff that you think is so important isn't important later on in life. Yet it feels so important at the time. But really giving yourself that time, that space, that silence to listen to what your body.
I wish I could go back and do that myself.
Yes.
Listen to it. Jacqueline's key lessons of listen to your body. You know your body better than anyone else. You are with your body 24/7. Trust your body. Be confident in the messages that your body is sending you. Jacqueline's wisdom is both practical and profound. The things that feel so important when we're younger become irrelevant later. Yet, at every age and every stage, your body is sending you messages. You are with your body 24/7. The doctor sees you for 10 minutes. Don't let anyone tell you that your experiences don't count. Trust yourself. Listen to your body. This is worthiness in action. So the next reflection question is, what is your body trying to tell you right now that you've been ignoring? My next guest is Catherine, who was highlighted on episode 155 of Reinventing Life After 50, Career Change Success with Catherine. Of course, we'll include the links as I keep repeating, but she is a best-selling author, intuitive composer, and a creative. Catherine reinvented her life after 50, transforming from someone who worried constantly about what others thought into a woman who helps people control anxiety, fear, and stress through music and art. Her journey from quiet and shy to podcast guest is proof that the things we think matter most often don't matter at all. So let's listen to Catherine's words of, if you had to go back and talk to yourself, but your younger version of yourself of feeling worthy, what would you tell them?
I would tell myself that one, most of the things that you think matter don't.
Mm.
It's all those things that I worried about. I was always so worried about what other people thought of me. I was a very emotional person. And so most of those things don't matter. It doesn't matter. Just let it go. Be yourself. And that's all you need to be. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it.
Wow, that was a big leap. You're more of a quiet, shy person.
Yeah.
And here you are on the podcast.
I know. It's so great.
That talks about worth.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
Yes.
that really is demonstrating that big shift. And it started from a moment that some might think, oh my gosh, that breakdown.
Mhm.
You, something positive came out of it when we're shook out of our comfort zone. It pivoted here, and you wouldn't have seen it even the next day. Talking to me about the steps along the way. It wasn't linear. Did you have
Some ups and downs.
We want to normalize that the journey isn't what we see on Instagram. It's the journey of self-discovery. I'm excited. You took that leap and were supported by those who believe in you. Catherine's key lesson: most things that you think matter don't. Just let it go. Be yourself, and that's all you need to be. Doesn't have to be perfect, just do it. Catherine's message liberates us from the tyranny of others' opinions and the pursuit of perfection. All those things you worried about, they don't matter. What matters is being yourself, imperfect, authentic, courageous. The journey isn't linear, and it's not what we see on Instagram. And when we're shaken out of our comfort zone, that's often when the real transformation begins. This guest's reflection question: what are you worrying about right now that doesn't matter at all in the bigger picture of your life? My final guest for this episode is Casey Kang Head, and you can find her on the episode of Finding Joy Beyond Survival. Casey is a 3 times acute leukemia survivor and a stroke survivor. She knows what it means to fight for life itself. As a trauma-informed cancer coach who helps survivors reclaim their lives, Casey's message is profound. When you learn how to love yourself, you know your worth. And once you step into that truth, it's a total game changer. You no longer tolerate what diminishes you. From where you are now in this season of life, if you could go back and talk to your younger self about your own worth, what would you tell her?
Learn how to love yourself.
Mm.
Because when you learn how to love yourself, you know your worth.
Mm.
that you deserve everything and that you are worthy of everything, even breath of life. And that no one, when you learn how to love yourself, can take that away or make you feel less.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I'd like to go back and tell that too.
I didn't learn that until I was like 36 years old.
You did it a little sooner than me. I think I hit my 5th decade.
Like once you learn, it's like you
Mhm.
can't, you're like, whoa, I've been living lies.
Yeah, it's really powerful when you step into your worst.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You no longer tolerate what.
Yeah. It's a total game changer.
Casey's key lessons of learn how to love yourself, because when you learn how to love yourself, you know your worth and that you deserve everything and that you are worthy of everything, even breath of life. Casey's wisdom cuts to the core. Self-love isn't a luxury. It's a foundation of knowing your worth. When you love yourself, no one can take that away or make you feel less. It's the shift from living lies to living truth, from tolerating what doesn't serve you to claiming what you deserve. Even the breath of life becomes sacred when you recognize your inherent worth. So, this final reflection question: what would change if you recognize that you're worthy of everything, even the very breath of life? So I want to thank you for joining us in this episode. I would absolutely love to hear who is really resonating with you in this series, and how is this landing for you in your heart and in your soul. You can text us with the text option and it'll come right to me and I read them all, or send us an email. We would love to hear back from you. So until next time, sending you so much love and sunshine.